Have you ever wondered why some people can make others do what they want, almost like magic? Let's delve into the fascinating world of psychological trickery, starting with the power of suggestion. This technique subtly guides someone's thoughts or decisions, often without them even realizing it. It's a gentle nudge, a subliminal whisper that can steer choices and actions. It's the wizard behind the curtain, the unseen force shaping our decisions. So, the next time someone tells you something with conviction, consider if they're using the power of suggestion. Do you find it hard to say no after you've already said yes once? Enter the foot in the door technique. This psychological trick involves securing a small agreement first, then leveraging that initial yes to obtain larger agreements later. It's like a domino effect. A tiny nod of approval can topple into a major commitment. So, the next time you find yourself nodding along to something small, pause, reflect. Is this a tiny yes paving the way for a bigger one? Remember, a small yes can lead to a bigger yes. Ever agreed to a smaller request after refusing a larger one? This is the essence of the door-in-the-face technique. It's a clever psychological trick where initially, a large, often outrageous request is made, knowing it will most likely be turned down. But here's the catch. It's swiftly followed by a smaller, more reasonable request. This second ask often seems much more palatable in comparison, leading us to agree readily. So, be wary when a big request is followed by a smaller one. Ever felt cheated after being promised one thing and given another? Welcome to the world of the bait and switch. It's a cunning psychological trick that reels you in with an enticing offer, only to swap it out once you've committed. Imagine being promised a luxury car at an unbeatable price, only to be told it's sold out and presented with a pricier, less desirable model. It's manipulation at its finest, and it's surprisingly effective. Always ensure what you're promised is what you get. Ever done something out of guilt? Welcome to the world of the guilt trip, a disconcertingly effective psychological trick. It works by playing on one's sense of guilt and obligation. The manipulator makes you feel guilty about something, real or imagined, and then suggests a course of action that will alleviate your guilt. It's a powerful tool, but it's also incredibly unethical. It's important to recognize when someone is trying to guilt trip you. Remember, you should never be manipulated into doing something out of guilt. Ever bought something because you were afraid you'd miss out if you didn't? Welcome to the world of fear of missing out, or FOMO. This clever psychological trick works by creating a sense of urgency and scarcity. It's often seen in limited time offers or exclusive deals that push you to act immediately, lest you lose out. But here's the caveat. It's not always as scarce or urgent as it seems. Always take a step back and consider if you're making a decision out of fear of missing out. Ever judge someone's character based on their physical attractiveness? This is known as the halo effect, a fascinating psychological trick that plays with our perceptions. We often attribute positive qualities to those we consider physically attractive, even without knowing them personally. This trick can sway our decision-making process from job interviews to court rulings. But here's a word to the wise. Appearances can be deceiving. The halo effect is indeed powerful, but it's crucial to remember beauty is only skin deep. Ever followed instructions just because they came from someone in authority? Let's dive into the authority principle. This psychological trick leverages the influence of perceived authority to persuade. It's why we're more likely to trust a doctor's advice over a friend's, or why a soldier follows orders. It's ingrained in us to respect and obey figures of authority. But remember, authority isn't always synonymous with wisdom or virtue. It's essential to exercise critical thinking. Always question authority when necessary. Ever felt obligated to return a favor? Moving on to our 9th trick, we delve into the Reciprocity Principle. This psychological trick is built on the premise that when someone does something nice for us, we feel a strong urge to do something nice in return. It's a sense of obligation, if you will. Marketers often use this principle by offering free samples or bonuses, prompting you to buy their products in return. But remember, you're not always obligated to return a favor. Ever done something just because everyone else was doing it? That, my friends, is the bandwagon effect in action. It's a psychological phenomenon where individuals do, say, or believe something, primarily because they see others doing it. The pull of the crowd is potent, and we often find ourselves swept along, driven by a desire to fit in. But remember, the popular choice isn't always the right one. Always think for yourself. even if everyone else is doing something different? Ever wanted something more because you thought it was scarce? Welcome to the Scarcity Principle, a psychological trick that boosts desire by creating a sense of scarcity. It's like when a product is labeled limited edition or a sale is ending soon. These tactics heighten our anxiety about missing out, making us yearn for the rare item even more. But remember, is it truly rare or just marketed that way? Always consider if you really want something, or if you just think it's scarce. We hope you found these mind tricks interesting and informative. Now, we want to hear from you. Comment below on which psychological trick you found most surprising or effective. Have you ever noticed these tricks being used on you? Share your experience. If you enjoyed this content, don't forget to hit the like button, share this video, and subscribe to our channel for more insightful videos. Remember, knowledge is power. Stay informed, stay sharp.